but it was something about manhood development that caught my attention. I walked into class on the first day of school, and everything changed. MDP, Manhood Development Program, a class whose main objective was to teach me who I am. A class full of black boys learning about how America resembles the Matrix and we kings must channel the noise. Years before George Floyd, we had a lesson on a young man by the name of Michael Brown. Baba Kevin told us how he was gunned down by police for nothing more than fitting the description of black or brown. We're in the town. We had to talk about our rich history of our ancestors being the original Black Panthers. I'm talking Bobby Seale, Huey P. We even took a field trip to the museum to go beyond the books and see.
And at first, when the topic of love came up with the young kings, it was a little bit awkward and hard to talk about. But as we broke the dimensions of love down into categories such as radical love for self, love for others, love in community practice, and love fused with power, these are some of the quotes that we got from our young king. Kingmakers put me on the path to honor my ancestors, and it made me walk differently. I didn't feel like I had to be a great student. I felt like I had to be a great learner. Kingmakers made me understand what it truly means to be a king.
Deeper than the classroom.
There was times I was down mentally and emotionally, and I'd call Baba Chris, and he'd speak life into me. I did not know how life worked until I sat down with men from Kingmakers. I wanted to be a public speaker. From that day on, Kingmakers put me in positions to speak. And from there, it was this progress I'd never seen before. I started to get to know myself, what I want to do, who I want to become, who am I? Kingmakers attempted to build a relationship with us outside of teacher to student.
Love on ourselves and show love toward one another what is possible. So you heard Rumi lift up molding the crowns, deeper than the classroom, transformational experiences. What's possible? Connections, freedom, the impossible.
Oh.
HBCUs, healing,
Yes.
revolution, being able
Yes.
to just be.
So as we listen to these care circles, so the care circles are you. You raised your hand, we know who you are in this room, but we really looked at this radical love for self as our first domain, right? We're gonna start with that self-love, and in the middle of our spiral, you see that. I wanna just acknowledge what our kings are up against. We heard so many stories about losing loved ones to police violence, community violence. We heard about turnover in schools, people losing their favorite teachers. We heard about just all of these really difficult things like systemic oppression and our black boys being targeted for behavioral issues or getting kicked out of the classroom or left out of the classroom. So I just want to acknowledge what our kings are up against. And I want to say this, like, we know the nightmare, so what is the dream? And I have to say, Kingmakers is the dream.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that again. We know the nightmare, so what is the dream? Kingmakers is the dream.
Love is an infinite source of energy and spirit inside each of us. It is not like peach cobbler where you can eat a scoop and then it's gone. It is always living inside us. The more we use it, the more we have. Yeah? It's like we gotta love out loud, LOL, I'm gonna steal that. And we can't love enough. When we don't love ourselves, when people who look like us in this room don't love ourselves, who benefits? Nobody. Well, I would say capitalists benefits. I think racists will benefit. People who don't love on us benefit. People who want to zero out our school budgets benefit, because we won't fight back. When we love ourselves, we will fight back because our voice matters. We matter. What we want matter. And love is liberation as a theme. It's not just a slogan. It's a practice. But self-love in a radical way is very different. It demands that we are in integrity with ourselves from the inside out. When nobody's looking, what are you about? What are we about? When nobody's looking, are we in integrity with who we say we are? Not somebody else, but we said, we are this. And are we? That is the hardest work of all. So let's rise together. Let's rise together. Let's rise together.
Thank you, Shiree. Thank you, Brother Chris. I'm going to hand you back the mic. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you.